All right, everybody. Hey, let's see what we got here. Right now, what we're doing is I'm looking at the wrong audio, and I didn't see anything. So, what we're trying to do here is let's see if we can save the Cowboys season. So, this is going to be, we're jumping in to Madden 25. We are looking at their solo weekly roster online. And so what we've done is we've got ourselves in here, and this is the Cowboys, number three in the division, sitting at 3-4. Just lost to um, just lost to the 49ers. Unfortunately, Madden takes a little bit to update these weeklies. So to get it started, I had to go in and just say, okay, we're going to scrap what the real scores were as far as last weekend, and just know who won and who didn't. And then so the scores will be a little bit different, which means it changes the stats, something we're just going to have to live with because, granted, from this point on, everything is going to change, right? We can, with a little bit of, no, things are going to change going forward in this iteration of the NFL, right? So, what I wanted to show you was I made a few changes. We have gone in as the owner, and we will look at the lineup. Um, Real quick on offense, I made some changes. These are the changes I would have made across the offensive line. For me, one thing was I always disagreed. Don't get me wrong. I think he's great at guard. I think he's a fantastic guard. But when they brought him in and they said they were going to make him a left tackle to replace Tyron Smith, I just felt that's where he should have stayed. He was good there. And, sometimes you overthink yourself, right? And sometimes you get a little I want to just say, over opinionated, or you get too high of opinion of your abilities to evaluate talent, and then you say, well, he's an all pro guard. Yes, he's an all pro guard, but he could also be an all pro tackle. You know what I'm saying? Just put him in one spot and leave him there. Well, this is Madden, so it is not real life. So this to me is where I would start with my top five for the line. Here's the thing. I have noticed a steady decline in Zach Martin over the last couple of years. This is the first year that it's really gotten to the point where it's extremely noticeable. I think he's injured. I think his back is giving him all kinds of problems, and he's just not able to anchor and just protect every single down in, down out, and it's beginning to show. And unfortunately, that's what we're seeing on Sundays, and it is affecting Dak. BB, he's just got to grow and get better, right? Me personally, still, I can't have him out on the edge. I can't have him out on the edge, but he's still better than all the rest of the backups. And he's technically, right here you can see his rating is still higher than the two rookies, but he is still better than Bass. He's still better than Hoffman. He's still better than Awesome Richards. So I can't just put him on the bench, right? I'm not going to just set him. But he can't sit out there on the right tackle spot for me anymore. He's a great run blocker. He's excellent run blocker, but he is not a pass blocker. So technically, I'd slide him inside. I'm paying him all that money, and then so I'm sliding him inside. I'm like, dude, I need you to sit and be stout inside and open up some holes for me. That is his job. That's right in his wheelhouse. So let's do it. So that's what I this is So to me, this is the best five. Guyton, this is his natural position. I'm not gonna say he can't play left tackle, but right now this is where he's most comfortable. When Tyron Smith came into the league, his first year he played right tackle, and then Doug Free was the left tackle over on on the other side, and he kind of got beat up a lot out there. Doug Free did, but Tyron came in, anchored down, and then they said after he got basically acclimated to the NFL and the pro football speed, they were like, okay, now we can move him over to left and let him get comfortable in a full off season from start to finish, and then come in stronger, come in with already knowing the speed of the NFL, and boom. And then that was it. He went to left tackle, and now no questions after that ever again. So, me is like, well, technically, but so to me, this is where the best line would be. So then we have Ferguson, Schoonmaker, star development. It's weird, but now Schoonmaker's kind of in real life on his way out, and then we have Brevin Spanford. In this game, they did have John Stevenson, but we know that Stevenson injured his tore his ACL, the same ACL over again, which is very unfortunate. And then your heart goes out to him. Okay, so then we have our receivers. We got Tolbert, Lamb, Turpin, and Flournoy. The Brooks experiment is done. Okay, this guy can't separate and can't get open. Flournoy, he just has to get consistent and just show they just have to trust him. Put him out there and let him show you what he can do. Right? One addition I made was I brought Terrace Marshall up off the waiver wire. He was just sitting there, and I was like, you know what? Just in case. I got him here. He's, if you can see, he's rated higher than Flournoy or Brooks, but I put him there because I'm saying this. He just came to the team. He hasn't learned the playbook yet. He's not ready. So he is going to be the sixth receiver. Dalvin Cook is up from the practice squad, and this is the order right here. And then if the game starts to go a little sideways, we'll move him. Am I actually going to be using the team? No. We're just watching. We're watching. That's kind of how I like to do it. So then we also have Hunter Lipke as the fullback, backed up by Brevin Spanford. And then you got Prescott, Rush, and Lance. One thing that I did do is Lance, they had his awareness set at 32. And I think the reason it's set at 32 to make him to lower his overall. I said, you know what? He's not world beating, right? He's not like 80 awareness, but he's in the 60s with everybody else. You know what I mean? His problem is just decision making and like basically getting comfortable. So when I put him back up to a 64, I think 64 or 63 or something like that awareness, then all of a sudden he jumped up from a 64 overall to a 69 overall. And I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And then I also have a Dallas Cowboy franchise going, and he ended up taking over the job from Dak, and simply because right there got him up to almost 70, and then just kept putting him in the training him every week, weekly training, and then just kept boosting the experience, giving him every chance possible to get better. And then by the end of the season he was 70 something, and I was like, you know what? And at that point Dak had thrown 14-15 interceptions in that league, in that playthrough as well, and I'm like, I just can't deal with the 14-15 interceptions. So it was time for us to, and I was like, for 14, I'm not going to pay him $60 million to throw 14-15 interceptions a year. Just not that was just not what I'm going to do. Granted, in this one, he should already be paid and everything, so he's locked in. There's nothing I can do about that. So this is this is going to be with Dak. My way, the think, my thought process here is we're just going to play one game every week, right? So it's going to be a slow play, casual. We want to see if we can salvage this team and see if we do things that just a little bit different. We're not going to major thing. We're not going in here and doing a major revamping or anything. Granted, moving these guys around like this, that is quite major, especially in mid-season. And but it's Madden, so we can do that here. They can't do that in real life. They can't. They could try, but trust me, the first two games like this would be an absolute mess. They're professionals, so I would think, halfway through the second game, there would start to be some continuity, and then most likely, muscle memory was set in with this guy here going back to the right. Muscle memory would start to set in with this guy going back out left tackle, and then this guy, I think he would find it easier than what he's been doing because now he just has to worry about setting, anchoring, and then basically protecting a smaller area instead of having to protect the whole right side there. Defensively, now for us, Bland is not back. Okay, I have to check that and see why he's not back. But he's not back yet. So technically, and then not technically, but in real life, they're not. We're not. It's still up in the air whether Bland is going to be able to play. He has to be activated today. Today is a Wednesday, and so he has to be activated, and he has to, or he's on IR for the remainder of the season. So that is something that's got to happen. But as you can see here, we got Lewis, we got Diggs, Carson is back. Owarie is here, but in real life, he took a knee to the back, to the spine, and so he's questionable for this weekend coming up. And then you have C.J. Goodwin. I just couldn't justify cutting him. In Madden, there is no room for special team players, but that's who he is right now. And then he is our extra depth, and he will be playing special teams for us. So up here we got Wilson. Wilson is kind of a disappointment this year in the sense that he's getting exposed a lot for his lack of coverage skills. And then to be honest with you, when he first came to the team, I thought he was a really good cover guy. But then he started to play more in the box. He got the reputation for being a big hit guy. And next thing you know, coverage just wasn't his thing anymore. I think this is a failing on Zim's part. I think Marquise Bell, and in my franchise, my Cowboy franchise, Marquise Bell took over the starting job, and we, extended him, and he's our starting strong safety. I think he's better than Wilson, and I think I just don't understand. I haven't. There's no real understanding as to why, Zim is sleeping on him because I think he would have done a much better job against Kittle, for one. But then Zim needed to put Owarie on Kittle in that game last weekend, last Sunday night. That was just pitiful. And that was coaching malpractice, in my opinion. Because Wilson was just getting it handed to him over and over again. After he got beat the first time, I talked to Wilson and say, hey, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. Can you do this, right? And then also figure out how to get him in the best position to handle. Come up there and grab the guy if you have to. Hold him off the line of scrimmage. It's much better to get a holding call right there off the line of scrimmage than for him to beat you for 30, 40 yards downfield, okay? So let's figure this out, dude. But yeah, no free releases like that. And then figure out if can you cover him. And if you can't, say so I can get somebody who can. I'm not gonna beat you up over it. Right now, it's worse if you keep blowing your coverage because you put us at a disadvantage that way. Come on, let's be honest. Let's figure it out. Let's get the right people there. And then, because there's a lot of other things you can do. We can use you blowing up Garendo in the run game. Trust me, we can figure out something to do for you. We can use you going in, blitzing, and taking down uh, Purdy. So I got things for you to do. Just let's make sure we got you doing the right thing. So, or put McQuamu on him. McQuamu could have, handled them. So, but so that's what we got here. So then we got Clark, Kendricks, and Overshown. Clark is having trouble, I think, picking up Zim's system. The problem is, and this is the thing, and this is why I knew, like a lot of people like to go with younger, newer coaches because their mindset is a little bit different, and they're a little bit more. I'm gonna say, I don't want to say laxed because lax is not the word. They are more free flowing in a sense, right? They go with the flow a little bit better. They also understand the mindset and psyche of the player. They're not as rigid, right? These older coaches get kind of rigid, and they it's my way or the highway. I'm very domineering. You have to do it exactly the way I want to do it, and what it is they it's like my system will work, and then they're so fixated on that and so determined with that that they forget. Oh, wait a minute, you got players that you need to put in the best position possible. Not screw your system. Your system only works if the players are 100% bought into it, and then you have the right players in the right positions to run that system. And as soon as you stop figuring out where these players fit in best for you, guess what? And then Dan's Quinn defense wasn't, a killer defense, but it was very dynamic, right? And then the key thing was you were putting players and you were using their abilities to the best of their ability. So so now this defense just looks pitiful because one, they're trying to learn a new system, and two, you're not you're not putting them in you're not putting them in positions to win. Case in point, Dono. I don't think you put him in a position at all to win on Sunday night. If anything, you put him in a position to get totally exposed, and now we're all sitting there questioning his ability. So, how's that working out for you? So there we go. So this is the lineup that we got here. Um, Leofau is another big piece that they've added that's really good, and we shall see. In my franchise, he became my middle linebacker, taking over from Kendricks, and then eventually. But then one of the things I did was I traded Overshown, right? I traded, but I had started the franchise, when Madden came out, and it was before Overshown blew up. And right now, yeah, no way, not as good as he is starting to show himself to be. No, no, wouldn't have. All right, so across the line, we got Joseph Mozzie. I'm thinking Mozzie's getting reamed, and I don't know that Mozzie is as bad as it's looking right now. He's got to get better, but I don't know that he's as bad as it looks. I I tend to blame the defense itself more so, and these guys aren't. They're not able. I don't know that they are able to play free in this defense yet, right? I expect more out of Joseph because he's played for Zim and he knows the defense. Same with Kendricks, right? Overshown is just a stud. He can play in any defense. Um, these other guys, J. Lou. I've never been a huge fan of J. Lou. I don't like undersized corners, right? So I don't like corners under 6 feet. I just never did. Never just I don't know, right? Because when you got a 6'3" receiver, I just don't think. But you know, J. Lou has got some dog in him, and he fights, and he fights. Then we got Diggs, and again, like I said, Bland is here, but he's not in basically the starting lineup, right? He's the sixth cornerback that we have, and we got our special teams. Funny thing is, Turpin in real life is an awesome returner. In Madden, no. And I'm going to say no because the way Madden is, your returner kind of has to be almost part running back with some size to with a little bulk to him. Doesn't have to be tall, but he has to have some bulk to him to break tackles. And the AI for returns, they run to darkness. There's only, I think it's programmed that maybe one out of every 20 returns they will actually hit a hole, right? And I think it's gotten better, but they too often, in my opinion, they run right into a pack of players instead of going, following their way to green grass. They run towards the actual cluster of players, and it's like, come on, man, just the green is wide open over there. Go around the edge, or at least try to get the edge. And then I've seen it happen more often in the last week or so. So maybe one of these updates has improved that. So specialist now, there is a chance that Parsons can come back this week. So I'm going to put him on a limited, right? Now, granted, we play what nickel 60-70% of the time, so he just won't be in base, right? So bring him in slowly, and then Carson on the other side with Golston and Henry backing them up, right? And then Mozzie and Osa in the nickel. You notice I don't put Osa on in base just because he'll get he's too. Now in Madden he probably can hold his own, but I don't know. But in real life, he can't play base. He's too light to play base like that. Now one of the things I actually kind of think of doing is bringing him over and letting him play instead of Golston over here at the left end or at the Lawson at the right end. Put in Mozzie Osa there, right? He's got decent speed, movement, quickness, and then all of a sudden now he's more stout on the edge, right? So that's something that I'm entertaining. That might be something I would do, right? So in nickel, he slides inside, but in base, he's that stout defensive end for me, right? Especially since I don't have Lawrence right now. And then our practice squad is the typical practice squad. I put Wanye back to the practice squad right now because we don't just can't have everybody, right? And then we brought up what's his name, Cook, and then I added Jared Clark, and I put Booth to the practice squad too, and he might not last there very long. I might turn off right now since we're already halfway into the season. Just turn off practice squad stealing for the rest of the season. Just basically every season, if I keep this going, every season, turn it on for the first half, and then once you get to the second half, a lot of people I've seen turn off the practice squad stealing anyway, just because it just seems when you have better players. See, it doesn't matter if you see the password there because that's just auto generated, but you see it's a private league with maximum of one user. So I'm the one user. See, it's the classic Mad meter, right? 13-minute play clock, 16 seconds, well, minimum play clock time. So 13-minute quarter length is the better way to say that. Dynamic momentum and home field advantage is on. Everything's set to manual, no tutorials. And then what I was coming over here is practice injury will leave on. Storylines is on. I made the draft presentation limited and timer is off. Coach firing is on, but I'm the owner, so I fire the coach. Superstar abilities, I put this to 58, 90, and 480. I can edit anybody. Where is the practice squad stealing? The practice injury. There it is, off. All right, so we'll turn that off. And then again, I might debate and never turn it back on just because, again, it seems like there's some sort of code in there or something that makes the CPU teams just gank all your players from the practice squad when there's actually better options out there on the waiver wire. And you're like, why are you taking my practice squad player when there's actually a better player sitting there on the waiver wire that you could have just taken? So there you have it. Now we're going to face Atlanta. You can see we are not the best team. We are the worst team in points allowed. We are the worst rushing team. We are 19th in rush yards allowed. That's not accurate, but obviously the last game that we simmed probably helped us do better. They probably just threw all over us. So with all that being done there, and then we have everything. Now, just to show you real quick here, we're going to look here. And then Deron Bland is back. Like I said, I just don't have him in for this game. Right? So, the next game, next week, I feel like he should be back. Right? So we'll put him in. But right now, he won't be in there for this game. All right, let's get this going. All right, so we're going to go down here. I added a few things. So offensively, you know what? We're just going to go like that. We're going to go with that. And then we're going to do with the NFL launch playbooks. So that's supposed to update and be the most up-to-date. We're going to go color rush. And then, okay, this is their current home. I think I want that other. Yeah, there it is. All right. So I think we're ready. I think we're ready to get in here. So again, I don't do the commentary or the stuff that the announcers do. We're just going to sit and watch this together.
It's week 9 of the NFL. And coming up, we'll see Dak Prescott. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Cowboys and the Falcons. Next on Madden
IRL
NFL 25.
8 interceptions.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us down south to Mercedes-Benz Stadium on the west side of downtown Atlanta. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page turns to November. We kind of know who the good teams are. The midpoint of the NFL season, always a great time to take a step back and look ahead to what's down the road for us.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always felt, even as a player, that you never really knew how good you were as a team or how good everyone else around the league was until you kind of got to this point in the year. November, December football. That's really where teams separate themselves from the pack. And that's when playoff pictures start to unravel. That's where
so what I usually do And then, to be honest with you, the way I normally play is I watch the defense and I play offense, right? But I actually usually sim through the first half, and then whatever the score is at halftime, that's what I have to deal with, right? So if we're behind, I have to come from behind and everything like that. That's how I play on my own. But what we're gonna do here is, before we get there, we got to do this. We go to slow, and then we're just gonna go in the game. So
We
now
are
we're
ready, and
watching
so is
both
Brandon Aubrey to kick this one off.
offense.
And off we go here in Atlanta. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
52.
The Falcons, led out by their quarterback,
Yeah, I
Kirk
signed Miles
Cousins,
Jack
one of the
because I just
big
wanted
moves in the
another
offseason.
linebacker.
Atlanta acquiring Cousins in free agency.
And he was just
had
sitting there
6
on the
years in
waiver wire. I don't know
Washington,
why
the
he's out
last
there
6 in
in the first
Minnesota, and now he begins his run this season with the Falcons.
He's coming off a really nice 3-touchdown performance in last week's win, Mike, but outside of that one errant throw, he did a really nice job of protecting the ball and was seemingly in control the entire game. This defense all week, they talked about trying to bait him into making some mistakes, so he's got to be careful about falling into the trap. And if he does that, I tell you what, I really like their chances.
They face 2nd down and 7.
Micah's in.
Working out of the gun, it's Cousins.
There you go.
Left side in the hands of London. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a 1st down to go with it. On the give, it's Robinson. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
Who's 55?
Here's a 2nd and 6.
Who's 55? Maybe Lawson.
From the shotgun, it's
Boom.
Cousins.
Boom. Oh.
You'll get this to the former Bear, Darnell Mooney. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10.
Hendricks was there. Was there to say hello
On the
to his old
handoff,
friend.
it's Robinson. Not much to speak of
Nice
on
play.
that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
Probably your best run player all year.
To throw is Cousins.
There you go.
Oh,
Oh,
ball's out.
ball's out.
But he'll
Oh.
gather it back in. Well, the pressure was on there, and they do get him for the sack. Almost
That was
got
a
a
nice
turnover
move,
out of it as well, Greg. Fortunate to keep possession.
Really fortunate, Mike. That ball ended up kind of bouncing back into a spot where the quarterback was able to fall on it.
I like
But
that stuff.
you mentioned it. That play was very close to being a complete
All right.
disaster
held.
for the offense.
It's not
So on
something to
4th
do a
down,
lot of.
the Falcons bring on Bradley Pinion to punt. Back deep to receive the explosive Cavante Turpin. Take it in, back at his own 12.
Right there.
And he'll
It's
get
like,
a few yards
dude,
on
go
this
right or
return.
left.
Up past the
You know,
15-yard line.
Kind of fight
Cowboys
their
coming
angle
out.
because they're coming straight
As
at
usual,
you.
it's
Make them
Dak
take an
Prescott
angle
leading the way.
and
Led
get
the
into a
NFL in
position where
touchdown
you can
passes, Greg.
do a spin,
A season
something.
ago, already
Right
his
towards the
9th
green.
year at the helm for the Cowboys.
I think when you go back and watch the film for last week, Mike, he played fairly well for the most part. Now, are there some things to clean up?
There we go.
Some of his footwork, both inside and outside the pocket, still has a long way to go. The occasional errant throw or just thinking, hey,
He
I've
really
got a
had 2
big arm,
touchdowns.
I'm going to fit this ball in the window. Some of that stuff needs to get cleaned up, but overall, not
43 yards
bad.
ahead.
But what matters the most in wins and losses, and he just wasn't the difference maker his team
13
needed when they
catches.
needed him the most.
He's going to air this
Are
one
you kidding
out.
me?
That is brought in. And he's going to take this one all the way.
That was this is
76
the off pro
yards.
on that.
Touchdown, Dallas. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of
That
the
was
way
the best
into the
attempt,
end zone for the
sure.
touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what
think they
allows
just
the
didn't see him,
receiver
he's
not
so
only to
short.
secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
The kick is good. Makes the score Cowboys 7, Falcons nothing.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Ray McLeod on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. There's Kirk Cousins. He and the Falcons set for their next drive. And he is in the midst of a sensational season, currently second in the NFL in passing yards.
Now, one thing that we do run the risk of is we know
On 1st and 10, Cousins.
Madden really likes
He's got his man. It's Mooney.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage,
Take from
staying
that.
ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and
Madden
a well-timed
just loves
route.
Zeke.
On 2nd down, it's a run with Robinson. And he'll get this to about the 36-yard line. Donovan Wilson will bring him down.
Right, run base.
Cousins out of the gun on 3rd down.
They still need
And
to
barring
update
an
and
aggressive
fix that.
decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted
Can't tell you
possession
how
to go
many
3 and out.
times
Not
I've
able to
seen
pick up a
quarterbacks
single
just throw
first
the ball
down.
in the
Not
back
only
of
do you not
one of
able to
their
gain any
linemen's
field
heads.
position advantage, it really takes a lot of the
Oh,
wind out of your sails
roughing the kicker
as you find
return
yourself
line.
jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
If you ever want,
And he's going to be brought
I'm using
down
the
after a
sliders
short
based
return.
on
And that's where his team will get possession
Sim
of the
Gaming
football.
Network. And
The
then
Cowboys
I
offense about ready to get going
watched
on
a ton
their
of videos
second
and
possession.
trying to find the
They
proper
lead
sliders
7-0
based on
thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up
issues
here.
with the tuning
As they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
of
And he's got this up close to the
Madden,
35-yard line.
because the defense
From
was
the
just,
34
in my
now,
opinion,
it's
OP.
1st
The rush,
and 10.
the pass coverage,
A first
everything.
carry now for Rico Dowdle. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting
And
8.
so you had to find
Setting
the
up
right
2nd and 2.
sliders and things to use to offset some of the things. Right? The CPU
On
quarterback
the ground,
is
it's Dowdle.
no
And
matter
they'll bring
which
him down
who
just
the
shy of
quarterback
midfield,
is,
but that is enough.
it's just
It's a first
Danny
down.
Dimes, right? You know, just
This is a
on
situation
point,
that play callers
throwing
love to
dimes.
be in, Mike. They have all their
All the
options
time.
on the table. Second and
And
short, play action
I don't
pass,
take-
you can run. In this
And
case, they
I've seen
choose to keep
sliders
it
where
on
they
the
take
ground,
quarterback accuracy
play it safe, pick up
down
the
to
first down.
5.
He'll work
I
his way
drop it to
forward for about
30,
3
I
yards.
think. I can't
Veteran
go that
safety
far.
Jamal
But they
Adams
say if you
there
don't
for
drop
the
it down
tackle.
that far, it's gonna,
2nd and 7.
every pass is going to be on that, right there.
Here's a carry for Dowdle.
We'll figure
And
it out.
he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4. And it leads to 3rd down.
So you have to turn up ball carrier.
Now Dowdle.
You have to turn that up for both.
That's a heck of a stop by this defense early in this game, Mike, and it sets up a decision for the offense. You might be a little too far away to
Pass
attempt a
coverage.
realistic field goal, but you might be a little too
Pass
close to
runners
get
for
anything out of the punt
players.
unit.
You gotta
I
turn
think I'm
down
keeping the offense on.
defensive
I'm trying to
pass
extend this
interference
drive, and I'm
in
being
order to
aggressive
get
here
the
early.
players to play defense, play pass defense.
His kick is good. From 60 yards
From 60.
out. He's got the leg to knock it through.
And
So
you
you
talk about
turn
having
up,
confidence in your
kick
kicker, Mike. I
hard,
mean, to
and
send him out there to
turn
kick
down
from
field goal
midfield.
accuracy.
And what does he do? He repays you with that confidence with a 60-yard field goal. I mean, that was something else.
I think
He'll
it's
get
kind of
this
a
up
crutch, too.
past the 20.
Means you don't
That's
try
where
as
they'll
hard
set up shop.
to get those first downs.
The
but
Falcons
oh,
offense make
we're
their
across the
way
50.
out
We
to
can
take
kick
over
field goal
once
now.
more. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10.
There we go.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's
So we
2nd
turn off
and
intentional
5.
grounding. That way the quarterbacks will actually
On the option,
Scramble.
here's Robinson. And
Again,
this will be a
you turn
Falcons
up ball
first down.
carrier,
He'll take this up to the 38-yard line.
ball security.
The goal
Because
of every
that will
offense,
actually
Mike, is to
affect
find
the
a way to
they
establish a
move.
balance
So you can
between the
see there,
run
they're
and
more,
the pass.
they're
With
more
some
fluid.
success here early on the ground will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback
They
in
will
this
use
passing game.
more running back moves and things like that.
They'll be forced to just throw that
So
one
you
away.
want to turn that
It's
up.
incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it
Run
didn't
blocking,
quite
you
develop
can
the way
pretty
he had
much- you have to turn
intended.
up the
Throw that
player
ball
run
out of
blocking,
harm's
but
way,
the CPU
live to play
is
another down.
Where it is. Oh,
That's over the middle and intercepted.
speaking of the devil,
Picked off by
Donna.
Donovan Wilson. And his offense is going to be all set up with
That
a
is the
short
old
field
Donna.
and a chance to
come up with these
extend their
picks from
lead.
time to time.
Those simple routes over the middle, Mike.
So,
well, to the quarterback,
all of a
they're
sudden,
not
to
always
be
so simple. I'll tell you why.
considered,
There's a lot of
poor
bodies in
coverage
the middle of the field. There's a
is
lot of
weird,
traffic.
but I think
those
he's
windows
more
are
of a
hard to
zone
navigate
cover
the
kinda
ball through
guy.
safely.
I don't want to
So
say
what
that
happens?
because
Well, you saw it
you've
there.
seen him in
It's
zone
a prime
quite a
area
bit
for
this
throws
season,
to be
and
intercepted.
Kind of clueless.
The Cowboys offense ready to get back to work.
But he's much better
They'll
coming
have a
forward.
short field
than
in
going
front of
back,
them
that's for
as they
sure.
try to extend this lead out further.
Okay.
A short throw caught by Ferguson. He'll be taken
That tight
down rather
end,
swiftly
quick out to
after
the
a
tight
gain
end,
of just
tight end
3.
screens, I think are just wasted points. But you want to get him, there's a chance.
In
So
motion,
you're saying there's a
Lamb.
chance.
Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. They'll empty out the backfield as they come up for 3rd and a yard.
I hate to say it, but this is the best I've seen
Operating
O-line
from the
play.
gun. Here's Dak.
Period.
Pass completed right side to Ferguson.
You know what I'm saying?
And he's going to have the first down taken
You know,
down
so that's
after
terrible.
a short pickup
That
of
is
5.
absolutely terrible.
But it will keep the drive going.
What's interesting is in my franchise
They'll run
playthrough,
with Dowdle. And he's
after
fighting
this
and trying to
season,
get back to
after
the line of scrimmage,
this
but will
season,
not do it. This is going to be
I
a
traded
loss of a
skill,
yard.
right? Because I could finally get him
Lost
off the
one
books.
on the last
Because, like I
play,
said,
so now it's
liability
2nd and
for the right
11.
tackle. Now that he's sitting there in
Prescott.
guard, I don't know. Ooh,
Oh, a lot of
There's
chances
Dak.
on that
Going
one. It was
back.
bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. A tough spot
so
here.
I'm like,
3rd
yeah, he's expensive,
and long.
but not overly expensive.
A shotgun snap for
And I think-
Prescott. He's got that complete to Turpin.
Nice.
And he's taken down
Turpy
on
Turp.
what should be the final play of this first quarter. So a
That was a
big
nice play.
3rd down
Good
hookup
job.
takes us to the break.
Okay.
10-0 is our score.
I hold no illusions
Greg
here.
and I back in Atlanta.
This is not even remotely
After
near
this.
what the score's going to be this weekend. It can't be. I don't see the Cowboys going into
Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st
and
and 10.
Mercedes-Benz. This is Mercedes-Benz.
Here's
Stadium,
Dak
right?
to throw.
And
He's got the open man. That's
just-
Jalen Tolbert.
putting it
These are
through
the play
like
calls,
this.
Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically,
There
as
you
the
go.
game
Keep
goes
going.
on,
Boom.
lead to bigger and bigger gains.
And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6
Foul
points.
goal.
Here's a designed run.
Oh, God.
He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line.
All right, so
Down in
right
the red
now,
zone,
it's widely
design
known
quarterback
Dak
runs
is
are a
not running.
handful for defenses to account for. But in this case,
There's a lot of
give him credit.
speculation behind
Not a lot of room to maneuver here for the quarterback.
Really, it just
and
looks
they
like
keep it to a
he's
short.
not.
And that is
Tolbert.
caught in the end zone. He's in.
Just looks
Jalen
like he doesn't
Tolbert.
wanna run.
Touchdown, Cowboys. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. The extra point by Aubrey is good. The Cowboys
All
move
right.
further out in front. It is
17-0.
now
I don't know.
17-0.
I don't know.
So now, after the touchdown,
this is
out
Madden
is
doing Madden
Aubrey to
things.
kick this one away. McLeod now to return. And he is stopped
And what I mean
at
by
25.
that
The
is, I
drive
think
will
Madden is
begin there.
predisposed to favor
Here
the
comes
Cowboys.
Drake London, the rest of that Atlanta
And
offense getting set to take over once
Atlanta's
more.
still not.
He's been
a proven
filling up the
commodity,
stat sheet on a weekly
probably
basis, hasn't he? You get a look at where he
Madden.
ranks in terms of
So-
receptions by a wideout.
No matter how good they're actually doing,
On
IRL,
1st down, Cousins. And unable to
Overshown.
connect there. It's incomplete.
they're not.
He decides to go with this safe throw and
Gonna
throws
be a
it
strong
well
team,
short of the
yeah.
sticks. And
In
at this
Madden.
level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Cousins now on second down. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Don't get me wrong. I would
Here's
love to
Cousins.
see it like this.
He'll get this to McLeod. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down. To return, it is Turpin. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Cowboys offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Now Prescott. Here's a screen coming for Dowdle. And he's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9.
All right, Zeke's in the game.
Here's Prescott.
Oh, no, that's down.
They'll look to set up the screen here.
Like Zeke for a
And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. To throw is Dak.
What's with
They'll
all
try
these
to set up the
screens?
screen here.
Okay, this one worked.
Give him 13 on that screen play. And a first down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes. And there is a lot of
At
room
some
to
point,
operate.
once Dowdle's carries,
They'll work now on
there,
2nd and 4.
I'll switch him out for Cook. So Cook.
And on the carry, this is Ezekiel Elliott. And he's got it. First down. A
Man,
pickup
really like
of
Zeke
4.
still.
In motion, Lamb. Here comes the jet sweep. And that one shut down right away. Good pressure on the backside. The defense stops him for no gain. We'll try
There's a star
again.
player right
It's
there.
2nd and 10.
The superstar player right there is
From the
like
shotgun, it's Dak. This one is caught by Turpin. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. Prescott now. He's got his tight end. That's Ferguson.
I was expecting that to pop out.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on
Here's
need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Play fake. Prescott. He'll dump this down to the fullback coming out of the backfield.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point. And now the next step is, can they come away with 6?
There we go.
Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
A couple of third down conversions already on this drive. This one tougher. This is 3rd and 10. He'll try and get there on the ground.
Did you see that?
Cowboys are going to have a first and goal
Ebiketie just
coming up.
stood there
They try
as
to
Dak
finish
ran
off this
right by
drive
him.
with 6 points.
Like, do I
This is
still
a
need to
part of
cover
the
my
field where
guy?
you have to account for the quarterback, as a
Quarterback
runner.
is across
Nothing's
the line
open
of scrimmage,
downfield. Great
running
job by your
past you,
secondary,
and you're
but then he
like,
makes a break
do
for the
I
goal line,
still need to
and they're
cover my
able to
guy?
stop him just short, but not until after he sets his guys up
What
first
was
and goal.
Ebiketie doing?
They keep finding ways to keep this drive alive, and they're set up now for first and goal.
Okay, there was like 5 different guys.
And before the
crossing
snap,
that
we
track.
have a whistle, And this could very well be a false start.
Look, they're wondering too. They're like, wait a
Now
minute,
it is
what?
first and goal.
There are 5 Falcons over there across the ball.
Dak to throw.
Boom.
To the back of the end zone. He's got it. Jalen
Okay.
Tolbert.
This is not
Touchdown,
happening.
Dallas.
On Sunday.
Second touchdown of the game. Season total now up to 5. Now Aubrey for the extra point.
Tolbert's about to have his whole career in this one game.
The kick is good. And the Cowboys are able to extend out to a 24-0 lead. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
At this point,
So they
is he
come
gonna
to the
be running the
line
ball
for
still?
first down and 10. Slot man in motion left.
or have we made them one-dimensional?
He's going to take a shot here for Mooney. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on first down. Couldn't connect. It'll bring up second down. They'll run with Robinson. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for third down and 5. Taking the deep shot here with Robinson. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That is fielded at the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Cowboys offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They've opened up a big lead already, trying to put this one to bed maybe before halftime. Another drive starts here with first and 10.
I don't know if there's any sacks.
Come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
I know Cousins has gotten hit a few times.
They'll run. He'll try the left side now.
Wow.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
10 for 51.
2 minutes to go here.
All right. I can't do anything. Let's keep going. I was going to turn up the announcers for you. I don't know if you can hear them as well as I can.
First down. Prescott going up top.
Oh,
That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong
I
defensively.
don't know how I feel about
It's second down.
Doing all these deep routes, these 9 routes here. What's going on?
Now this
Okay.
is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. And not much there.
That won't.
He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Here's a 3rd and 10. To throw is Prescott.
There we go.
And the rush gets home. He'll
Good
go
zone.
down. They got him. Now a timeout.
Is that Isaiah?
Atlanta.
Isaiah
That's
something?
their first. As they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming.
There's just too much speed coming at you there. Too much speed and nobody. That's one of the
Cowboys
things. Like,
special
I'm gonna
teams
be
unit
doing
heads out for the punt.
a wish list video
Ray
here soon
McLeod deep to
for
return.
Madden 26. And one of the things I like to see more
Now
of
fair catch is made, and it's just
the ability
inside
for the quarterback
the
to actually
15-yard line.
identify them, like in this situation here, right? For them to act, because you see all the moving and the hands,
Here's
but
first
that's
and
just
10.
animations. They don't really mean anything, in my opinion. But I want to see this, identify
They go play
identify
action with
blitzers,
Cousins.
change and
A throw
audible
right
plays,
side is intercepted.
right?
Picked off by Jordan Lewis.
And
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback, because this defense,
yeah, 'cause
they're on to
this
you.
ain't happening.
They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your
But we don't see
tendencies.
that,
They're shifting
right?
guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've
What
got to
also
throw him a curveball
right here would
and
be
try
really
to shift
cool
back some of that
is a head
advantage
coach
to your
mode,
side of the ball.
right? Where
The
we
visitors'
could,
offense and
even
running
if we're
back
not
Rico
actually calling
Dowdle
the
getting
exact
set for this
play,
next drive.
but we are communicating
They start with the lead
coordinators.
and the
So I
football.
wanna see
They
a
do
run
so
here. I wanna see
with
the screen.
tremendous
I wanna
field
see a
position.
deep pass.
It's first and 10.
something along, even if it's just that high level because we're the coach, but a coach mode, right? So that we are
Now
calling
Prescott.
what we're doing for these
The open man is
individuals.
Tolbert. And that keeps
that
them
would be
ahead of
awesome.
schedule.
We could just-
That's a
if
first
they
down
could
completion
integrate-
of 7 yards.
Remember, NFL head coach,
now the
if they could
Cowboys
just
will
integrate
take a
that
timeout,
into here
And they'll get
as
together
that
prior
extra
to
mode,
the second down
right?
play.
You know, that would be the best, especially for franchise players like myself, because I want to see I want to build a team, right, of my players, but they need to be the ones that go out on the field and
Back
fight,
to throw is Prescott.
and not
Going to
me
be pulled
using
in by Dowdle.
to make them do certain
And the
things, right?
Cowboys are going to have a
Because
first and
sometimes you
goal
get to the
coming up.
point where you're
They
good
try to
enough where
finish off this drive with 6 points.
it's not fair, right? But here it should
Operating from
be,
the gun.
if
Here's
they
Dak.
tune it right, it should
And
be,
he's
straight
in.
up both ways.
Jake Ferguson.
And then
Touchdown, Cowboys.
luckily we have a bunch of people out there.
He
that
has
just
done it
over and
again.
over
That
again,
is
testing,
4
testing,
touchdown
testing.
passes
It's
in
not
his first
EA
half.
doing
Great.
it.
He might
It's,
skip
you know,
halftime with the way he's performing right now.
Yeah, Mike,
you know,
this passing attack is just really
recall.
unstoppable. I mean, it is just
People that
remarkable the
make
success
content
he's
like
been
this,
able to
but,
have.
you know,
We're
content
not even at
creators.
halftime yet.
You,
He finds himself
have
on
them out
record
there,
pace. I can't wait to
Sin
see what he
Game
does
Network,
the rest of this
Shane
game.
Mike, Hurricane for sure, right? Going out there just testing different things over and over again to find things that work, right? That make it work and
They didn't leave
seem
much time on the clock
the
to
most
put together a
realistic.
drive here at the end of the
And
first half. And
so-
the kickoff's coming their way.
yeah,
McLeod
just
now to
if you
return.
could Put that in
And he'll
here
be
for
brought
something
down
like that.
just
Also,
beyond the
I'd
25-yard
like
line.
to see them do more testing, tuning, QA, or at least do it correct. Because you can tell me you're doing all kinds of QA and testing.
Cousins
and
now to
everything,
throw
but then your
on
product
first
comes
down.
out and it comes out like it
That'll be
does,
caught
right?
by
I
McLeod.
actually had a game where I saw
And
two
no
linebackers,
chance
my
to
two
turn and go.
linebackers
That one good
run
for
right
just
at
a
each
couple.
other, hit each other, and to get stuck together, and just that was it, right? now
So
you
we
get
reach
two players
halftime,
on
and the
defense
visiting Cowboys
completely out of
are
the
in
play.
front. As we'll get you down to Orlando
You know,
now.
and
That's where the
then
coach is, Jonathan
until
Coachman.
I got the right
and our
sliders,
EA Sports halftime report.
it was
All right,
just
Michael, we'll get back to
so
you and Greg in just a
frustrating.
little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1
So
o'clock
frustrating
Eastern
watching your
window
defense
to
not
get you
play
caught up on.
defense.
So let's get to it.
and your
We'll
offensive
begin
line
up north
not blocked.
at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey.
no
and it's the
penetration by your
visitors who are
D-line,
out in front in
no
the second
push by
quarter.
your offensive
The
line.
rookie Jaden Daniels taking number 2 overall with 2 touchdown passes. From there, it's off to the land to check on the
Commanders are
Browns
just-
at home in the dog pound. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Chargers.
Crazy.
2 touchdown passes there for Jameis Winston.
I'm not a Jameis
Lastly,
Winston
let's get up to
fan,
Buffalo
but
to check on the Bills. And in
how
that one, it's
far
the
has
visiting
Deshaun
Dolphins
Watson fallen?
who are out in front. Tua Tagovailoa with a touchdown throw.
that would be crazy.
The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now
It
you
sure
have to
did.
wonder how these teams will approach this second half. Because this one's already close to being in the bag, if it's not already.
All right, Coach. Thank you. 2 very different halftime speeches by these head coaches. That's for sure. As we get set for half number 2. This will be returned from the 6. And their drive
Dude's
will
fine.
begin at the 30-yard line. Here's Dak Prescott and the Cowboy offense set to go again. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes on point with his receivers right throughout and continuing to master running and executing this
It seems
offense.
very choppy, right? Going from one thing to the next. It's like
Dak going to throw it here on first down. Quick throw here is
I'm not saying
complete.
that I have the
They'll
best
get about
receiver
4
in the
here
world.
as he is taken down.
This is
The
only
receiver
running
thought he had a
3.
nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes
So
on him
it's
the
not
entire
like,
time.
so
Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
should
And he's going to be taken down
have that
right
much
at
problem
midfield.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great
have
job
saw
tying in their under-center run
the
game, like
Cowboys
we
issue
just saw here,
with
with their
just a
under-center
shuffling
play action game. And the
of the
ability to
line.
make
I
those
haven't
two
even
things
benched
look
anyone.
alike,
I just
man, it
shuffled
puts a
them
lot of
around.
stress on the defense.
And all of a sudden,
Well, they weren't going to get
there's
him the second
holes
time
open.
with the same back.
They're just
Defense all
running
over that one. They
just
stop him
all
for no
over the
gain.
place. Dak has protection.
On the play fake, Dak.
There you go.
He'll
Throw
be
it away.
forced to just throw
Yes.
that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this
I think
play.
that's only
And
like the
none of his
second
guys
and
could
third
get
time
open. You
I've
got to
seen
see
it.
someone separate, work with
They
your
got
quarterback,
sacked
go
and
into
threw it away,
scramble
so we got
second
third down.
reaction mode, and it also gives some
All right,
credit
go
to the back end
Dak.
doing a nice job plastering with their
Dak.
assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
A gain
that's not
there
really
of
Dak. That's
20.
like a Bible
First
game
down,
where it is
Cowboys.
Well, it isn't bad in Avatar, so
Throwing
that was
is
bad.
Prescott. Over the middle to his tight end, Ferguson.
Nice.
And he takes it down to the
I'm not sure
15-yard
Nikiti
line.
is the one to be covering him.
Talk about a thing of beauty. Mike, did you see how many tight ends were on the field on that last play? They call it 13 personnel because there's one running back, 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. So everybody on defense is thinking run.
I mean,
They catch him
Dak
off guard a
is
little
better
with the
off running.
pass. And they take
But
advantage
we
of
can
it.
say that
with a
there's
big
like
gain
probably
downfield.
10 times this season.
He'll try
that we
again
could've
here.
said that about
Second and 10.
it. Dude, you just been better running the ball, so they're trying to throw it.
A shotgun snap for Prescott.
There you go.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Can't get
After
mad at you when you
back-to-back
throw it away instead of taking the
incompletions,
sack.
they now face third down and 10.
I do get mad if you throw it away on third down instead of just trying to run for it or something.
They'll throw again. Dak.
Did he just hit the
And that
player?
is incomplete.
Is that Judon?
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his
I gotta
completion
be honest,
percentage, Mike, is well
third
above
down,
league average.
and you got
and
Judon back in
frankly, it's
coverage.
really the biggest
I
reason
think
why
he's
they
just trying
find
to be
themselves out
cute,
front.
but okay.
Aubrey's kick is good. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
McLeod now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense and Kirk Cousins heading back on the field. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long.
I don't disagree. I'm not sure where this is coming from.
First
This
and
is
10.
not the Cowboys that we've been seeing all season.
The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Donovan Wilson will bring him down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. The left side in the hands of London. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts. And it'll lead to a second down. Here's Cousins. He'll get this to McLeod. And he's not going to be
That's
able to
something
get
we
away.
don't see
Very good coverage on the
Them doing
perimeter.
much right now.
It goes down
Fighting
as a
through
loss
those
of yards.
blocks to get to the
They come to the
football
line
player.
needing 11 here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. That's complete to McLeod. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. The Falcons getting their punter out there as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. Returnable from the 17. And that's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. And as we look...
Just skipping ahead real quick. It's the same replays that they showed earlier.
Going to start this on the ground with Elliott. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
Run this year.
Second down and 8.
2 yards in the cloud of dust.
They'll stick with Elliott. And this will be a short pickup to about the 30. Tackle made by Nate Landman.
No tight ends in.
On third down, Prescott. Here's a screen coming for Dowdle. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Cowboys don't run that many screens.
Mike, think back to our conversation during the break.
In this game here,
We've kind of both asked ourselves, are they content with this double-digit lead? Do they come out and play conservative here in the second half? Well, it took exactly one play to get our answer.
No,
set to go now on 1st and 10.
That was third down.
Prescott now. Gets it away quickly. And
See
it's
that
caught.
one-handed one?
And he's brought
Did he
down
steal
after
that
a
from-
gain of 6 on
Yeah.
first down.
That was crazy.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. To throw is Dak.
Okay.
He'll be forced to
Now,
just throw that one
those
away.
ones right
It's
there.
incomplete. They go
Not
5
sure how to think
receivers
about
for
those
third
throws.
down and 4.
You get free, and then you just throw it out, and I'm thinking your receiver was in position to get that.
Again, Prescott to
try.
the air. A short throw caught by Ferguson. Catch number 7 so far in this
Hearing some boos
one. And a
from
first
the
down.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
Look at this.
Dak wisely hits the deck at the
Holy
end,
cow.
but he slides after picking up the first down.
He's got more yards in this game than he had all last season.
Straight ahead, it's Elliott. And a good job following his blockers.
Okay,
A gain of
genius.
7.
They put
It'll
this
be
line
second down.
formation together that is just dominating the line of scrimmage.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump? They'll try to run this one in. Powering forward. He's in. Rico Dowdle. Touchdown, Dallas. Greg,
Yeah,
nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. McLeod now to return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. Greg, simply put, they've been off their game right from the jump.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just the way the game goes, and you can't really put your finger on it, but you feel good coming out of the week of practice. You feel really good about your game plan, and then once the ball's kicked off, nothing seems to work, and it's very frustrating because you can look great one week, and then the next week be completely taken out of your game.
Pitts targeted at all?
They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Maybe that was a Dono interception.
Cousins now on second down. Open man, he's got it. It's London. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Cousins gonna throw. And
There's
for a
that man.
3rd time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
Well, I think by now, Mike, we know where the biggest mismatch of this game has been. This defense is all over this passing game. Everywhere they look, they have defenders in the right spot. They've resulted now in 3 interceptions, all while forcing this offense to try to adjust their game plan on the fly.
Okay. He said the biggest mismatch.
The visitors' offense
of
and
the
their
game
running
was
back
this
getting set
defense
for this
against
next
this
possession.
offense.
They'll start really in field goal territory already, but they're looking for more. Offense got it, 1st and 10. They'll turn and hand this one off. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Back to the ground. He'll get it again.
Nice move.
And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
You know, it's just crazy.
They'll spread the formation here. Let's see what the call is on 3rd and inches. From the shotgun, it's Dak.
There's that man again.
His 8th reception of the game. And good for a 1st down.
3rd and inches, you're thinking the tight
Kinda
ends are on the
bad
field
for
to block for the
CD.
back or
I
the
don't know that
quarterback,
he's had
but
more than 1 or
not
2
here.
catches.
Nice setup here, playing to the tendencies of their offense, and they come away with a nice completion.
Oh! And a nice gain there on 1st down.
87 yards.
He takes it forward for 8 yards.
That's his best game this season.
Here's
If only
2nd
it would
and
really
2.
happen. Okay. Real talk. I would
Here's
not be mad
Prescott.
at this score.
That's hauled in at the 2.
Speaking of the devil.
To the goal line and in. C.D. Lamb. Touchdown, Cowboys. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score
think
with
Madden
every
is kinda
possession,
stuck in the
and
last
we've
year.
seen him do that
This is the Cowboys
all
last
game
year.
long.
Aubrey,
You know,
good with the
Put
extra
the 40
point.
burger up on
Cowboys
teams
will add
and
one
whatnot.
more onto their big
Just
lead.
don't see it happening this year. But hey, if the Cowboys
So
want
now,
to call me
after
and
the
ask me what do I
touchdown,
think they
out
should do with
is
the offensive
Aubrey to
line to
kick
get
this
this
one
kind of
away.
result, I'm more than happy to sit
From
down
the
and talk
6,
with
here
him
comes a
and
return.
explain to him my
And it'll
my
be
reasoning.
brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Falcons offense about ready to take over
Just wait
once
till next
more.
week when Bland's
Things
back.
not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. He's got his man. It's Mooney. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. On 1st down, Cousins. And that ball incomplete. Second down, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that
Oh,
time.
Aurier.
The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. To throw is Cousins.
Ooh.
Open man is Mooney. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line.
Better not be playing prevent.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. Now, Cousins. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
That might have been Pitts.
Cousins now. He'll get this to Pitts once more.
That was nice
He'll be
coverage. by
taken down
Overshown.
rather swiftly after a gain of just
He was
3.
right there on his hip the whole entire time.
They face second down and 7. Now, Cousins. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's
Mike
incomplete.
was like,
The
just
biggest
a
issue
tick
and why
late
they find
every
themselves
single
trailing in
way.
this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing
Every
game.
single
At
play
sometimes
right
he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many.
Are
you kidding me?
Intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Eric Hendricks.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and
Michael
a chance
shouldn't
at
be
that
jumping
pick.
around like that.
Mike, when that
was
ball
the
was
ankle.
thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the
Of
field.
course, batted up in the air by Overshown.
The visitors' offense.
Right to Kendricks.
And their running back set to go once more.
He's having
This
himself
could
a
very well
day.
turn out to be the shocker of the weekend. Not too many people around the league were expecting them to come in here and win, but they are on the verge of doing just that. The drive starts with a run, and it's Elliott. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
Okay, so the announcers know that the
They'll come
Cowboys
up on
are
a second
good
down
season.
and 8.
So what's up with Madden? Why is Madden all of a sudden got them as dominant as they are?
On
right
the
here?
ground, it's Dowdle.
Is that 100
And
yards?
this is going to be a Cowboys first
that his
down.
first
He'll take
100-yard
it
game?
up to about the 33-yard line.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
106
What more
yards.
could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up second and short.
So you didn't get 100 that previous play, but that one was deal
Prescott.
breaker.
He's got the tight end, Luke
Okay,
Schoonmaker.
Schoonmaker's even getting
And they
catches
bring
here.
him down, but not until
This
he
is crazy.
crosses midfield. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10.
Excuse me.
Here's a carry for Dowdle. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
And he'll get them 5
carries.
yards closer, but now
All right, I stopped it because that was enough. That was enough carries. All right, so we'll put him and then Cook. Okay, so Zeke is still the third down back, so they'll alternate like they were. I am going to do one other thing in the nickel. We're going to take Lawson and switch him out with Parsons, and then we're going to put Parsons and switch him out with Lawson. I hate when they put the injured guys right there that you can, it's like, dude, they're nowhere to be found. Okay. Then we go back here, jump forward, end the game. So now Cook is in the game.
now Now Prescott. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb.
Prescott, 300 yards,
Remember,
5
he had
touchdowns.
the touchdown
5
catch the last
touchdowns.
time they had the football. Here,
Don't
he's
stare
got a
mad.
first
You're
down.
just throwing the ball, running up the score. Come on. Show some sportsmanship.
A shotgun snap for Prescott.
I know, I'd say the same thing.
The
Oop,
pass
first.
rush gets home, and
this
he
is
goes
second.
down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think
That
it
would've
caught
been
the
right.
quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them
sportsmanship, but also,
downfield. By
hey,
the
show some
time he was able to
backbone.
get
Stop
through his
us.
progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
No offensive line is flawless, okay?
Second down, Prescott. The open man is Tolbert. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Not the most
The
disciplined
penalty
person
gets
in
them
the league.
back where they started, and it is third down and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. He's got it at the 7. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line.
If only
This
this
has
was
been
even possible.
some kind of march downfield. Now, can they pay it off with 6? It's first and goal. Here's Cook. And he will
Seriously?
take this one across into the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas. Greg, in the end zone again. I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with a win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess the ball.
Aubrey now for the extra point.
It's a season of frustration. It's pent up.
He's got
They're
it.
trying to release.
And the Cowboys add on to their already sizable lead. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. McLeod now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Falcons offense ready for this next possession. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
Receiver.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Here's third down and a few inches. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half.
2 minutes.
Greg and I
2
back
minutes.
for the
2 minutes,
conclusion
30 freshman year.
in a moment. So they come to the line for first down and 10. He's going to take a shot here for Mooney. That is knocked away, incomplete.
A little bit more
Good
awareness on
coverage there,
Mooney's part. He probably
defensively
still could've
all
caught that.
over him. And it'll be second down. Cousins to throw. Left side in the hands of
Nice
London.
throw. The reason I say
And they
that
bring
is
him
because
down,
in
but not
the
until
Patriots
they get
franchise
inside the 30-yard
rebuild,
line.
we saw the rookie just do exactly that.
Cousins now to throw on first down.
Ball got
And he can't
knocked.
hang on through the contact.
Defender went up,
It's
batted the
incomplete.
ball,
What a good job
but he was
defensively to
still
meet him just
aware
as the
enough
ball was
to
arriving.
find it,
And it'll be
catch it,
second down.
take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Cousins.
There we go.
He bought as
that
much
a sack?
time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
We spent so much
It only
time
took him
talking
the
about
entire game to get
quarterbacks
the
and the
sack.
special plays that they can make. And, of course, that's a big part of playing quarterback in the NFL. But also, can you avoid the bad plays? Do you know when the fight is over and live to play another down? Don't take that sack. Throw the ball away, get back out there on third down, and give yourself a chance.
Cousins out of the gun on third down. That one is caught by Mooney. He
7
got
catches,
a lot of what he
104
needed,
yards.
but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy
I
of the
wouldn't be
first
surprised
down.
to see that
Here
stat
comes
line
fourth down.
for him this upcoming weekend. Just don't expect to see the same score.
That's over the middle and
I
taken
feel like
in.
those
He's
7
got
catches
it.
for 100 yards
And
is
he's
going
going
to
to
result in
have
something
the
completely
first
different.
down. An aggressive call there,
Is that
but it works out as they convert on fourth down. So it's a win here for the visiting Cowboys. And this was as good as it gets, all three phases of the game, in perfect harmony as they post a lopsided shutout victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico.
So
This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA
Madden
Sports.
isn't always going
With
to
that,
get it right.
we say so long, everyone.
All right, that was it. Okay, so let's finish this out real quick here. Of course, Donald's going to get an upgrade. I'm just going to go with the elusive back. +2 ball carry vision, +1 carrying, +1 juke, +1 spin. We'll take that. Okay, and then I'll deal out the points another point at some other time. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, advance it. Just crazy to see that 55-0 there. And then we're gonna look at what I want to look at is the league schedule. And go here and then go back to week 9. So this is what Madden is saying is going to happen. All right. So you got Cowboys, Falcons, right? We sat and watched that. And honestly, to me, that was the perfect game. I say it all the time, is 56-55 nothing is the perfect game. That means you played the perfect game. 31-23, no, far from perfect. 55-0, perfect. 35-17 was a good game. You know what I'm saying? So what Madden is saying is going to happen, though, is Houston, the Texans, Thursday night, that would be tomorrow, will win 31-23. Should I go and put any money down on that? Good thing I just don't gamble like that. I gamble with my life, not my money. Yeah, as fun as that was to watch, I just don't see that. All right, so Dolphins, Bills. The Dolphins, 35-17 over the Bills in Buffalo. I don't see that happening. I can't get on board with that. Raiders, Cincinnati. Honestly, the same thing happened in my Raiders rebuild, right? Took them over and lose to the Chiefs, and then came right back and lost to Cincinnati right the week after. So, yeah, Raiders are struggling. My problem with one of the things that I have with the Raiders is like, how do you walk into a season with Minshew and O'Connell as your quarterbacks? I would have done so much to try to prevent something like that from happening, right? And it's like they fight, but you can only fight but so much. You know what I mean? It's like, I'd be looking at the owner or looking at the GM, and it's like, dude, you got something against me, man? You setting me up to fail here? Chargers Browns. Ooh. I'm not a like I said, I'm not a Winston fan, but I just don't know that he's going to be the answer for the Browns to actually resurface as a contender, playoff contending team, not a Super Bowl contending team, just a team that could play well enough to get themselves into the playoffs. Just don't, I don't see them playing like they did last year. Patriots Titans. Patriots with Drake May. Titans just something's going on there. I don't know what's up with that. I feel bad for Tony Pollard in the sense that you go to the team and it looked like I thought right at the beginning, it looked like they were going to be something. But Will Levis is just not working out. And I'm not sure what it is. I like him. It's just not there. The Vikings get back on track. Sam Darnold just keeps shocking everybody. Maybe that's what he needed. Time to season, time to get older, more mature. And then O'Donnell as his, coach and say mentor, all that stuff is what he needed finally, right? A lot of times it's not the player, it's not just the player. Commanders, oh, you're killing me. Saints, fine. It's the Panthers. Okay. Broncos, man. I'm serious, though. This would not surprise me. It would, but it wouldn't. Come on now. Can't sleep on the Broncos right now because they are playing good ball. And who would have thought? And then here's the funny thing is, if you ever listen to Charlie Weiss during the combine, especially during the combine, he loved himself some Bo Nix. You know what I mean? And his two favorite players was Jalen Daniels and Bo Nix. And look at how they're performing this season. Seriously. Charlie Weiss knows what he's talking about, He really does. He knows what he's talking about. His two favorite players, Bo Nix and Jalen I think. Jalen Daniels. Could be Jaden Daniels. But Daniel, quarterback for the Commanders. What they call them, the Commodores. All right, so Bears. Bears, man. I really like Caleb Williams. So I think they did good. And I think they've struck some... got to get the line in check. Got to get that line together, right? And give him his weapons and everything like that. I think you need you need to get a running back in there too. I like Herbert, but who else do they have? They have Herbert. They have Roshan. I don't know who the other running back is, but I think the Bears is going to be for real for a while with him as the quarterback. These Lions, man. Dan Campbell is just a beast. You know what I mean? And he rubs off. Beast rubs off on your players. And, man. Rams and Seahawks. Seahawks rebound. Maybe they just had the Rams number this year because then they beat them already once. That's just crazy. That division is going to be crazy this year, especially with the struggles of the 49ers, right? I think they're going on a bye this week, so we'll see how they come back. Me personally, I don't foresee this happening, but I like seeing it happening being a Cowboys fan, right? Yeah, we want to see them lose. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the Commanders lose as well. Well, it was either the Commanders or the Giants. And I have a twin sister, and she always is like, I don't know who to root for. You root for the team with the worst record. That's what you do, right? The team that has a winning record or the better record, you want them to lose, okay? No matter what. So if the Commanders are playing the Eagles and the Eagles have a better record, you root for the Commanders. But I hate the Commanders. Does not matter. You know what I'm saying? We need the Eagles to lose. Okay, we need them to beat up on each other and drag each other down. And then KC, are they still undefeated at that point? At this point, I would have to say they probably are. All right, so real quick, we'll just look at um, standings. So standings, yep, that would leave them as undefeated. The Lions at 7-1, Texans 7-2. Man, you know what's funny is I have a in my franchise, I think with the Cowboys, they fired God, I can't remember his name. D'Amico Ryans. Right after that season, he went in that franchise, in that series, that season they went 8-9, and they fired him. I'm like, are you serious? He just got you to the playoffs. He goes 8-9, and then you fire him. I was like, that was the most ridiculous call. That was like, what kind of flex? That was a weird flex by Madden in that one. Steelers, man, crazy. Vikings, Bills, and then there they are, middle of the pack, right there, sitting with the Chargers. The two middle teams, 16-17, 4-4. And there's the nemesis, the arch nemesis. The team that has your number no matter what. The Niners. And then Dragon Butt. Oh my God. That is crazy. To see the Titans worse off. Wait, no, the Panthers. Okay. See, this thing too that they do. So here's, let's just say, QA, right? Are you going to tell me they're doing their due diligence here in the QA department and testing and everything when you see that? You can't see them until you have to scroll onto them, right? But that's because this window here that everything is in, right? This table is not big enough. It's not big enough to display that last thing. It truncates this and the visual, right? The data is still there. And if you actually just, activate it or go down to it, you'll see it. But all you had to do was make this table, this view here, this screen, just make that little window here a little bit bigger, just a little longer, right? And so it wouldn't cut this off, right? Now, far be it from me to say somebody wasn't there doing their job. Somebody might have put this in as a bug and said, yeah, it's doing this. But then when you're putting things together and you're trying to put this product out, you're like, oh, well, we could fix it, but we don't, it'll take too long. I don't know why, but okay, it'll take too long. Well, let's just go ahead and push this out. And it's not a priority. So that's where we're at. So there we are. This week, we somehow just decided to bow up, come in, go. Seriously, we've scored as many points as we've given up. And we gave up 0 in the last game. So we were outscored by 55 points coming into this game. Wow. Okay. And then we've got 0 home wins, 3 home losses, 4 road wins, 1 road loss. Okay. Yeah. Right. This is after winning 16 games in a row at home until the playoffs last year. And then somebody came in and smacked us in the mouth, and we just haven't been able to win in AT&T Stadium ever again. Okay. So remember, we'll get back on this probably next Wednesday. I'll go in and take a look and see what the week has got. And then see who the Cowboys are going to face next week. We already know it's the Eagles. And we'll see if they can score, put up another 50 burger, right? And shout out the Eagles as well. It would not hurt my heart if we, in the real, it's not gonna happen in the real world, but it won't hurt my heart to play this game every week and just see them put up a 50 burger and a donut over there to whoever team they're facing. It'll feel good because then at least somewhere in this world, in this universe, the Cowboys are playing like we want to see the Cowboys play. All right, guys, remember, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I do have a subscriber goal going on right now. I'm trying to get to 500 new subscribers. So anything you can do to help out would be greatly appreciated. And for this series, this is the first episode. All future episodes will be basically on the weekly basis for this, right? Put the next one out next week, and as the season goes. And then at the end of this season, since I already have a Cowboys franchise actually going, I'll have to decide which one to actually just keep going from that point on, right? Until the next iteration of Madden comes out and we start all over again. Me, I'm a Madden player year round, so I don't ever really stop playing Madden until the next iteration. The one thing about playing on PC is that there is a modding community that goes out there, and with 24 they had what's called a Start Today mod. So what it did was it actually was like a look ahead. It really would, like, after the draft, it would put all the players that were drafted onto the right team, free agency, draft, and everything. And then you would actually have an advanced version of what the next iteration of Madden would look like with all the players on the team. Granted, it wouldn't have all the updates or new features or anything, but at least you could start right there and just start a franchise just like that. Boom, right at that point. All the moves, coaches, different coaches, all that kind of stuff. Coaches getting fired and all that. So that is something to look forward to down the road. But right now, like I said, each week I'll jump in and then see what we can do. And next week will be Philly at Dallas, where we are defeated at home. All right, guys. Later. Bye.